everybody. Welcome to Para-Ops, Open-Minded Paranormal Skeptics. I'm one of your hosts, Sky, and I'm going to bring everybody up one by one for you. So we're going to start off with Larissa and Angie. Hello.
Good evening. So Larissa, host at Ops, founder of P.A.R.A., CEO of Third Eye Events, and we are live from Hell House with a special co-host tonight.
Hey, I'm Angie, owner of Waldorf Estate of Fear, aka Hell House. Glad you guys can join us tonight in this special night when we're here.
Hello. We have Marlena as well as co-host.
Hey, I'm Marlena, co-host, senior case manager, and PR manager.
If you are viewing from the Third Eye Events page, you're going to pop up as Facebook user. So all that we ask is that you put your name next to yourself. That way we know who you are because there's a couple of you. And hey, Frank. All right, guys, we have another special guest. Do you want me to
You can also hop on over to the P.A.R.A. page and watch from there, guys, if you need to, if you want us to just see your name as well.
Hello. That's one of us. that's one of our members.
Somebody, probably Alan.
Guys, before we bring on our special guest for tonight, hello. Before we bring on I'm on Larissa's. It's Sarah from Beyond the Walls. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. So the reason why we are live from Hell House tonight is because we have a very special guest, and we want to bring him on real quick so he could talk about all the exciting things that he has coming up. But we are live from Hell House because he did an event with us, our first event of the year, Friday the 13th at Hell House. So everybody, welcome Daryl Marston.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Daryl. How you doing?
Good. Can't complain. How about you guys?
Great. Good. Fabulous on this end, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, so we're here to talk about Hell House, huh?
All things Hell House, that's right.
Okay.
So tell us about everything that you have coming up, who you are. I mean, people know who you are, but entertain us anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm Daryl Marston from A&E's Ghost Hunters, as seen on Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, Hulu, Vice TV, you name it, I'm on it. And big thing right now with me is, as of last week, they finally, the early release of my book. You can buy the book pre-sale right now for the next 6 months. It comes out September 8th of this year, 2023, and it's doing really well so far. I'm super excited. Actually, as I'm doing this podcast, I'm right in the middle of building the website for it to release that as well. Hopefully here in the next week. So you can, buy the books there. You can buy the books on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, such sites like that. I think I actually sent a link to you guys to the post. So yeah.
I do have a link down in the banner for you guys. And when you're done, I'm going to present my screen to show them the Amazon page.
Okay, I already posted the link for the Amazon in the comments on Facebook. So it's popped in on our
there too.
Yes.
Well, I'll present my screen so they can see what the book looks like too then.
Yeah, so basically the book is a true event, the Horrors of the House of Wills. Basically, it's an invest. I'll give you a little rundown real quick, not too much. It's an investigation I did back in 2015, where it's one of the only places that ever actually something ever followed me home and played havoc on my life for quite a bit until I almost quit doing paranormal altogether because of it. And it's about the events that happened there that night and the 13, 14 hours I was there, the events leading up to it, the events leading out of it. And for the, following 3, 4, 5 months after that, what happened in my life and what changed. And it's basically being titled a paranormal horror. Because there's a lot of things that have to do with, the only way I can say there's some scary shit in there. That I wasn't ready for, and there's some things with the occult and things of that nature from the location. So yeah, it's got a really dark past, this location, the House of Wills. And guys, go check this book out. It's amazing. I'm super excited. It's been 2.5, 3 years since I've been working on this, and finally it's getting released. So go check it out. It's on pre-sale right now until September, and then you can buy it. And then you'll get your, if you order it now, you'll get your actual book in the mail in September. So it's on It's on sale on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and a couple other sites right now. And once it comes out, it'll be everywhere books are sold.
Now you're going to have this. Will you have some of them at Paracon?
Yep. Yeah, I'll have probably somewhere around 100 copies with me. So I'm going to do a signing there and copies there.
That's where I'm getting mine.
And oh yeah, definitely everybody will get theirs. And so I'm going to do copies there, and then as soon as I'm done at the Paracon, I'm doing a hard out and flying to England to do my book thing over there, and then the next day after your Paracon. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
That is super cool. That is super cool. And the House of Wills, for people that don't know, what is that?
The House of Wills is actually it's actually a closed down funeral home right now. It's owned by a gentleman named Eric Freeman. It closed down in the early 2000s. It was Cleveland's first ever African American funeral home. And it was probably the largest funeral home in Ohio at one point. It's very big. It had a very prominent owner, and that's all in the book. It's also had a very dark past. It was before it was ever a funeral home. It was built by a mason, and the mason, when these guys design things, it's the architecture of the building, the way it's laid out is designed like almost like a temple inside. So it's built to harness energy. And so once it was built by the mason, which is all in the book, I don't want to throw out any names or anything, but it was a German social club. There's no real evidence, but they said it was a speakeasy at one time. I couldn't find real evidence on that, but being a speakeasy, you wouldn't have known. It wouldn't be public knowledge anyway. Then it became, the funeral home, the House of Wills, which, it stayed that way all the way up into the early 2000s when it got shut down. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Super cool. Super cool. Well, I ordered your book.
Thank you.
And didn't know that it wasn't coming until after Paracon. Right. So now I'm going to have two. But that's
good.
Okay.
Right, it'll mail out on the 8th.
Yes.
I figured, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, guys, I'm super excited about it. And like I said, it's been 2.5 years in the making, and I'm ready for this book to come out.
Yeah. Long time coming.
Yes. So guys, the reason why we have Daryl on now is because, like I said, for Ops, Daryl, I know you came on in December when we first piloted this idea. Open-minded paranormal skeptics, we present evidence. So for you, we have our upcoming event on Saturday at Mangus Mills, which is it's similar to Waldorf. It's a haunted attraction that is said to be haunted. So we're going to be doing an event with you there. And like I said, you're on the show now to not only promote that event, but also to go over the evidence that we caught when you came for Friday the 13th. Now for that event, because you were our special guest, you were going in between different tour groups. So we do have some evidence clips that were with different tour groups that maybe you were there for, and then some that you were not there for. So you get to weigh in on whether you think they're paranormal or not.
Okay.
We do have, on tonight's episode, we do have more than one clip, which is not typical for what we do. But we wanted to get as much from you that we could, taking advantage of our special guest tonight. So who's coming? Facebook user, we don't know who you are. Who are you? Drop it in the comments so I know who's coming on Saturday.
One of them is Sarah, but I don't think that one was her.
Right. Oh, I know Sarah's coming Saturday. Yeah. Okay, so Tony's coming Saturday. Okay, well, we'll figure that one out later, guys. Okay, so let's start, Sky. Let's jump right in. If we can ask you, Daryl, if you have earphones, we do have the infamous Robbie's Room clip, but it is low. So if you have earphones to listen to that, it might help.
I don't have my AirPods with me. I'm sorry. No.
All right. Well,
I'll try my best here. Go ahead.
All right. We'll give it a go. All right, Sky, are you ready for that one?
You want me to just go in order, or you want me to start with Robbie?
Let's see which one. Yeah, let's go in order. Actually, let's go in order. Let's do the videos first and just go down. We'll start with the Hell House, the cat ball
Okay.
in the bar.
Can you light up the ghost ball in the glass?
Oh,
What?
EMS spike.
Yep.
Did it?
Okay,
I
so
can't
can you
see
pour
anything.
us a shot?
It's going off on this side.
Oh, I
I
see
would
it.
love a drink.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Changed it up.
Thank you very
Hit
much.
the bar, right?
I did not
I
hit the
did
bar.
not hit the
I'm
bar.
gonna
I
move
did
away
not.
from the bar to make sure that nobody thinks
I don't think I can
did.
even hit it from down here.
My foot's on the step, but I have not moved.
Can you do it again?
Can you pour another drink for everybody? Please. We appreciate the first one, but we're still thirsty.
We just want some wine.
No, I want to.
Now, Daryl, I don't think you were in that room when that happened.
No, I was not.
No.
But I mean, here's my opinion with the cat balls. Yeah, it's very cool that you're asking for something to pour the drink and everything in the glass. It looks like a champagne glass, and then it lights up. Very cool. I do think that's cool. I could not, like, if I was actually to sit down with a client, say I was in someone's house and investigating. And I said, "Oh, look, the cat ball went off when I asked it to go off." I really couldn't use that as evidence because they're kind of, I don't know, they're easy to set off for one thing. I mean, you can bang on them, you can anything can set it off, especially something like the battery operated device like that. But I think it's very interesting, and it's something that should be more explored and try to redo it and see if we can debunk it. Maybe I'm not sure, but it's one of those things. Like I'm kind of like, it's cool, definitely, and people like it. It's interesting, but can I actually say it's paranormal? Maybe not.
What do you think of the light? There's like a little light that's going by it, and I at first thought maybe it was someone's cell phone, but I don't know when I'm looking at it now.
I was too busy paying attention to the cat. I
I
didn't
didn't
see a light
either. I was looking at the ball.
Yeah.
Can we watch it again and see if you guys noticed the little light?
Yeah.
Can you light up the ghost ball in the glass?
Oh,
What?
EMS spike.
Yep.
Did it?
Okay,
I
so
can't
can you
see
pour
anything.
us a shot?
It's going off on this side.
Oh, I
I
see
would
it.
love a drink.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Changed it up.
Thank you very
Hit
much.
the bar, right?
I did not
I
hit the
did
bar.
not hit the
I'm
bar.
gonna
I
move
did
away
not.
from the bar to make sure that nobody thinks
I don't think I
did.
can even hit it from down here.
My foot's on the step, but I have not moved.
Can you do it again?
Can you pour another drink for everybody? Please. We appreciate the first one, but we're still thirsty.
We just want some wine.
No, I want to.
I couldn't tell what it is.
I could see it
Yeah.
reflecting in the mirror. It's something of somebody's.
I saw the light that time. It looked like a little firefly. And I do know it was too cold in that building for any insects. So I was there that night. But the only thing too, there's all kinds of reflective stuff in that room. Mirrors, there's glass behind the wall. So it's kind of hard to say. It could be from the IR, from the actual camera, whoever's videotaping, actually picking up a reflection of one of the lights. It's something once again, it's cool. Try to recreate it and see if you can debunk it, if not or not.
Right.
Sarah said they use them, and it was if it's an obvious reply, they'll go with it. But if it's going off all night, they discard it.
Got it. So, Daryl, when I was rewatching that again, I saw the little light Larissa was talking about, but at the very end, I could see a reflection of a little tiny light in the mirror behind the bar. So I think it was coming from somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I just saw in the beginning, like it looked like it was kind of flying around like an insect almost.
Yes. Yeah.
Behind the bottle. Is what I saw. Yeah.
Do you want to watch it one more time and see if you see where the light goes back and lands on the glass?
I didn't see it. I mean, we could, but I didn't see it. I saw it land. I saw it go behind the bottle. And then after that.
Yeah. And then at the end, it's on the glass, but look in the mirror then too.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
we'll do it
Can you light up the ghost ball in the glass?
Oh,
What?
EMS spike.
Yep.
Did it?
Okay,
I
so
can't
can you
see
pour us
anything.
a shot?
It's going off on this side.
Oh, I
I
see
would
it.
love a drink.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Changed it up.
Thank you very
You
much.
hit the bar, right?
I did not
I
hit the
did
bar.
not hit the
I'm going
bar.
to
I
move
did
away
not.
from the bar to make sure that nobody thinks
I don't think I
did
can
it.
even hit it from down here.
My foot's on the step, but I have not moved.
Can you do it again?
Can you pour another drink for everybody?
Please.
We appreciate the first one, but we're still thirsty.
We just want some wine.
No, I want to.
You do see that?
Okay, what I'm seeing in the mirror is someone standing there with their arm on a table with it looks like it could be a recorder or a K2, some
Right.
type of piece of equipment sitting on a table. It looks like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Okay.
what,
That's what the little flicky thing is,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get to we'll try the other one, the Robbie Giggle video.
Headphones.
We usually get activity with the ghost ball on the bottle. Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we do have another special guest, Daryl. This is one of the tour goers.
Mhm.
And some of the evidence he actually provided. This is the giggle video he provided because our equipment didn't pick it up as well as his, and his is even faint. Now, I wasn't in the room for the giggle. Apparently, this was you and Alan.
Okay.
And now Casey. So,
Casey.
Casey,
So,
will you
Casey.
introduce yourself?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself, Casey, so everybody knows who you are?
I'm just
Casey.
kind of an amateur paranormal investigator. Would probably sum it up the best. And a friend and I were part of the event at Hell House on Friday the 13th, and after going back through and going through some of the things we experience and going through video and audio, these are Loris is sharing some of the things that I picked up.
Very
But this is the moment, Daryl, when we were all in Robbie's room and we heard the audible giggle.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
You guys ready for it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell us before we stop?
How old are you, Robbie?
Oh, is that a kid?
I did hear that.
I
And it came from over here.
I thought it was.
Where did it come from when you guys were in here?
I wasn't in here.
Oh yeah. So Daryl or Casey, where did it come from when you were in? We're in Robbie's room right now, by the way. So where did it come from? The next room over?
So kind of where you're. I can't tell where you're sitting in the room.
I moved stuff around a little bit. We're sitting right when you walk in the door. That's the door
That's the door
behind
behind
us.
us.
So basically, where you're sitting to the right of you in that corner is where it came from.
So to the
By
right
the
of
clock.
this.
Where the
Oh,
closet
yes.
was?
Yes.
No,
Not the closet.
the other
No.
corner.
The other corner. Yeah. Right behind you. Yeah.
So
it would have been the opposite corner of where the closet was.
right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So there
that's
was a
not-
dresser pushed up into that corner.
Correct. That's
and
the
I had-
dresser which I moved. I've been
Yeah.
rearranging Hell House. Sorry, guys.
And I had the noise came from behind me, and I had my digital recorder was sitting on
Oh,
top
I
of the dresser.
remember that happening now. I remember that happening. I was downstairs in the control room and I heard all the commotion up here of you guys, but I didn't know what was going on. I do remember that.
I
Yeah.
wasn't up here. I think I was in the basement.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
could hear
Well,
it too without headphones.
I mean, there was like 6 people in the room, and everyone heard it. It's not like just one of us or 2 of us heard. Everyone in the room reacted to it when we heard the voice. And then we tried to look. We looked around. We walked down the hallway. We went to the adjacent room behind it. We were just trying to make sure there's nobody hiding, no one playing a trick, no hidden microphones. Being the fact that it's a haunted attraction.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing. We could find
Yeah.
nothing and we're talking 4 or 5 people are looking for you have a good 10 minutes and no one found anything. And it didn't happen again after that.
You're right.
I think talking about him is
Yeah.
I am freezing,
I'm cold
and
too,
I
though.
swear I just saw somebody just go like across the ceiling above me. That's why I was looking up. That's funny.
I think I said when it happened that it was so loud and so clear I couldn't believe it was real.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very in the moment, in real time, very audible. It was definitely a child. That's all that's what I can tell you. It was a child, or it was something mimicking a child.
Right.
We do get a lot of child EVPs in this house. How we can hear things so clear in real time, but then nobody captures the audio. Yep. Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Yep.
Yep.
Very true.
Yeah, and you know the EVP audio it's not very loud, but I know Alan was even saying it was so loud in real time. So
yeah, yep, yeah, it was definitely.
Say again.
He
It
said
was definitely something there. Who were you talking to?
Either, both. We didn't hear either of you.
Daryl
Sorry,
said yes,
Daryl.
there was definitely something there.
Yep.
We believe Daryl.
We have another the other EVP, Sky. Why don't we move into that one?
You want the EVP?
The one in the bar that Casey caught. I thought that one that's interesting because we've gotten that on our private investigations before.
Okay. Wait. The Amanda one.
It's in the audio.
Okay, I see it. I heard you say Casey and Amanda, and I got confused. All right, I'm gonna play it.
Okay.
2 in the bar.
Amanda, how old are you?
EVP session number 2 in the bar.
Amanda, how old are you?
Yeah.
Yep.
To me, it sounds like 3.
30. I hear 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear something like sounds like a 3. Yeah. All right.
Now we've gotten 30 before on EVP and clearer in other investigations. So
Gotcha.
I think I wasn't there for that EVP session either. That was just Casey, Alan, and their tour group.
Actually, you were there, Larissa.
I was in there.
I believe so.
I don't even know where I am. I don't even know. Good for me. So
I think we were traveling around that day, right? We were kind of like,
you got, yes, you were floating.
I was.
You
heard 3, Sarah, again.
I heard 3. Yeah. Okay,
Well, that's an
listen
intelligent
to it with
3-year-old.
We should. I think you probably have to listen to it with headphones on to hear better.
Probably. We have headphones.
Yeah, I mean, you really when you have headphones in and you're listening to it, you can really get that deep. It's a female voice. It's deep. It's like smoky.
Yeah,
would be the right word. It's real interesting. And the first time I heard it, I was overly excited that I had captured it, especially in direct response to the question.
So I've encountered Amanda quite a few times here. If that is in fact her name, I don't think that any of them really give me their names. I'm just going to be honest with you. I just don't. But I think that she worked and I think this was at one time a brothel. I mean, again, this is all speculation. I have no real way of knowing these things. There's no records. And this is just what they communicate to me. For all I know, they could just be making this stuff up. But the way she behaves when males come through and the way she presents to me, that's what I think. And I do think that she died in childbirth.
Gotcha.
So Amanda's the one we're trying to figure out if I brought from my old building that was a brothol.
No, Beatrice is her boss.
Gotcha.
Yes, Beatrice is that's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But yes, so that's an interesting one because we do get that a lot in our private investigations. So good catch, Casey. And I do not remember being in there, but that doesn't mean I wasn't.
Can I ask Casey? So when you got that, you heard it with your own ears, not with headphones or anything on.
No, I didn't hear it until I reviewed all the audio I had taken that night a couple days later.
Got you. Okay.
So Sarah that just commented, throw that one back up there, Sky. So Sarah, Daryl, and Casey, she came through with her team and rented Hell House February. And I had warned her about the bar. And I told her that Amanda really preferred males, and that, Sarah's also psychic. And I said, she'll sneak up on you, and, she'll interact with you in other ways. And she got right behind Sarah, and Sarah caught it on EVP. She said, "How are you doing?" And it was right in her ear. And you hear Sarah scream at the top of her lungs.
I have
and it has to
watched.
be one of my favorite clips of
I have
evidence.
watched that clip. I have seen that YouTube video from
Right. Yeah.
Beyond the
Oh,
Walls.
you should put her YouTube video up. Do we know what her YouTube channel is? Sarah, what's YouTube channel so people can go hear it?
Yeah, Sarah, post your Beyond the Walls channel for
Yeah.
the Hell House evidence, because that's a great video.
Yeah, it's a 2-part video. I know it's 2-parter, and it's really good.
It's only 13 minutes, but it's a
Yeah.
compilation of Hell House evidence
Yeah.
that they did, and that EVP is classic just to hear Sarah scream.
Yeah.
I think. Can I ask Sarah a question? Is it what I captured there? Was it the same voice that she had heard?
He's asking Sarah, so let's see. She should answer.
Yeah.
Takes a minute sometimes for answers to
Sarah,
come through.
where are you, Sarah?
She's still there.
The scream heard through all of Lehighton. And Sarah, did you hear Casey asked if it was the same voice that you heard as what we just heard in his?
She's probably gonna,
30.
She's gonna say she can only type so fast.
Watch. I feel like my lady was a deeper voice.
By
Which is what you
Beatrice.
thought. Mhm.
I think it was Beatrice, the deeper one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Deeper than what this
Yeah.
one was.
So, Daryl, when you come back to Hell House, which we're hoping you'll come back as a special guest, maybe we'll have you interact more in the bar with Beatrice and Amanda. We'll use you as bait.
All right. Yeah.
I think that the only other, and we're doing good on time here, guys, too. I think the only other evidence we have is and it's controversial, which I love to do with you because I know you debunk a lot of stuff. So this is me in the basement. You are not there. And I detect somebody walking by, and I tell Keith, the other lead tech that's down there, he's on SLS. I tell him to turn and point the SLS because I sent somebody over there. And he does, and he's holding it there for a little bit, and nobody's there. And then we had to cut a chunk of that time out because it was too long a clip. Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. And then the second clip is the person appears right where I said that they were standing. And then I begin to read what I feel they are experiencing. And Keith is like, "Oh my God, it looks like he's pointing to his foot." So that I want you to tell me honestly what you think, if you would consider that a paranormal situation.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, you got to go in sequence, Sky. Yo, somebody's back here. Let me just walk straight. Keith, let me just walk straight right over here. I felt them come right over here. Right back in here. He's standing right there. So that's just me pointing to where they went, and then there's time that's cut out because it was just too long.
Okay. So, I mean, we've had this conversation before about SLS. You know how I feel about that. I'm not that big of a fan when it comes to that, and it's nothing against them. It's software. It's made to force these images. Not saying it's not paranormal. My thing is I can't put my name on it if I can't prove it. That's the problem with it. And could some of that stuff be paranormal? The stuff that people catch with SLS, absolutely it could be. But once again, I can't put my name on it and say, yeah, it's definitely paranormal when it's basically it connects out of an Xbox that they're using to make this. It basically takes a line, a horizontal or vertical line, and creates a stick figure out of it. But the simple fact that you're saying, you're pointing to where it is, and then all of a sudden something pops up, also, leaves the question like, okay, can there be something there? Is there something there? Is it picking up something we're not seeing with our own eyes? So yeah, I mean, once again, I'm on a fence. I really am. It's a hard one, and and I hate to be that way, but I can't say yes or no to it.
So
it
watch
is,
the other clips because
okay.
that's just me pointing there.
Okay.
All right. So now go to the next one, Sky.
Okay.
Okay, I got something.
You got him. Hey.
Hi.
Can you stand up? Thank you.
Oh my God. What, 1, 2.
Telling you.
It's the little one.
No, the big one is the guy I picked up. I know him over there.
There's a little one too.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you wave at us?
Hello. Can you wave? No. Yes, there he just did.
Yeah.
Bernie.
Tommy.
No, the old guy's name is Bernie.
I know, but the little one's name's Tommy.
Okay. Is there more?
The next one is when I start to communicate with him and I start to, there's one more clip.
Yeah.
Right.
Bernie keeps showing me his lawnmower. He's mowing the lawn when he died.
Tommy, if you come out this way, I can sing to you, but you gotta come out here, honey. You should be upstairs with the magician. That's where you feel protected at.
No.
No? Okay. You can follow me around, it's fine.
Oh my God, my legs are killing me, this guy.
But you gotta stay here. Okay?
He's just hanging under.
This guy got injured with a lawnmower.
Nice at all.
Do you want to bring around to Rosie again?
He fell and cut himself up with the lawnmower.
Oh my God, as soon as you said it, it looked like he was pointing at his legs.
Yes.
Look.
Okay, I'm gonna have to sing it though. Do you sing it with me?
So your legs were injured. I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, ready?
Yeah,
1,
they burning like they're bleeding.
2, what's the next number?
Right here.
What comes up?
I don't know if you could hear me. I was trying not to
sorry.
interrupt. I was trying not to interrupt Marlena, but I was also trying to get Keith to record what I was saying, so it was a little difficult. Could you hear what I was saying?
I heard someone asking the count or whatever. That's all I heard. I could hear a couple voices. So yeah, I'm not really sure what you said, but I was really trying to concentrate on this stick figure and see what it's doing.
I was saying that my leg was really hurting me, and I said he injured his legs somehow.
I heard.
With a lawn-
I heard.
and then Keith said, "Oh my God, it's like he's pointing to his legs."
Yeah, I heard that part too. Yeah, the ring around the Rosie and all that. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, once again, it's like I would really have to see. Like, it would be nice to see what's behind it at that time when you're picking that up. If there's anything that it can be picking up, like a vertical object to make it, I don't know. It's very hard when
Daryl, that's a hallway back there. That's just a little hallway, and I boarded it off because the water tank and stuff is back there. So when people are down there doing stuff, I don't want them going back there. So there's nothing back there except dirt and stuff.
Yeah, it's empty.
Yeah. So it's not much of a gap there either. It's only a few feet. Very deliberate movement.
So what I see, and I know you can't consider this paranormal. Like, I understand. I put myself completely out on a limb showing this to you, but I wanted to do that because that's
that's what you're supposed to do with paranormal evidence. You capture something, you're supposed to put it out there so everyone can see it. And if people don't believe it, let them not believe it, but let them try to prove that it's not. Myself, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting it on the line. I can't say it is and it isn't because I would need more evidence. I would need to try to recreate, debunk. I would need a lot. There's a lot that goes into it for not just you can't just come out and say, oh yeah, it's fake. It's not fake. It's just like I can't say yes or no to it. I can tell you this. I can tell you this from where I'm sitting right now that there is activity in that building. There's definitely activity in the building. I can tell you that just from my time spent there. And I can't talk about much. I can't talk anything about the second time I was there. The things that we captured the second time. But I can tell you about the first time I was there on the 13th, and we have some pretty cool evidence. And you're seeing some of it now, especially the audible voice, which we all heard, not just myself, but 5 or 6 other people who were standing in that room at that time, and not just all the other people. There's 30 some people there at night, and everyone had all kinds of experiences. So I can tell you, from the time I spent there, there's definitely some kind of activity in the building, and that's what I'll speak on. Yeah, I can't speak on SOS or Connects and things of that nature, because I really, it would be more prejudice against me because I don't believe in them. It would be like, yeah, they're fake. I don't like them, and which I can't prove that they're fake either, because it just to me it's too there's too many questions, and it's there's too many false positives when it comes to a piece of equipment like that, where it could be manipulated, or it's just picking up on something that is not paranormal. Just like the old K2s, the old style K2s, they pick up on everything. Walkie talkies and radio signals and text messages and things of that nature. You can't really go by them, to be honest with you.
So, Daryl, when you go out and you investigate, what is your go-to method that you use?
Well, not so much a method. I would say the equipment I use. Basically, a really good audio recorder, like a Zoom. I mean, even the cheaper ones are decent, like the ones you can buy off of Amazon. Zoom recorder for me, a cheap recorder as well, like a little Olympic recorder. A body cam, which I swear by, because I've captured so much cool stuff on body cam, not just visual but audible too as well. Things you don't hear, like an EVP, and like you're just having a regular conversation. And if you go back and listen, sometimes you're capturing you're capturing EVPs from something that you don't see or hear at the time. And my real go-to when it comes to like that, the equipment that you put out, like it would be like an EDI Plus, where it's so well shielded that the radio waves and the text messaging and things of that nature. If your phone's on airplane mode, it doesn't set it off, and it measures humidity, pressure, temperature, increase, decrease. It has EMF. It even has a slot for a memory card where you can record all this in real time, take it back, throw it on your laptop, and see what's going on while you were investigating. So I really, they're my 3 go-tos, really.
Cool. We use the EDI Plus with the memory card. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, those are those little.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the blue box that has all the. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some are blue, some are gray. There's black. There's orange. I mean, but it's such a solid piece of equipment. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We use a bunch of different things too. I mean,
and which is good. You should use a bunch of different things.
Right.
You should. You should use what you believe in, and you should try to put that up against other equipment at the same time. So if you have your recorder sitting out there and you got a K2 and a millimeter, you should put an EDI. You should put them all out together and see which ones go off and which don't go off. I
feel like you, like investigators, they amass like a whole bunch of equipment and a whole bunch of stuff, and then like figure out what they like the best and then get rid of a bunch of stuff.
Oh, I've been doing this for 20 years almost, and I've got hard cases back behind me under this desk right here of stuff I haven't used in 10 years.
Yeah, like we're kind of at the point where we're starting to get rid of things. Like we don't want to use stuff anymore. It's just stuff starts to just become like either unreliable or just a nuisance to use or a pain. And I mean, I feel like there's just the same stuff that really is the go-to, like an EVP recorder, like you were saying. Like there's just your regular stuff that your fail-safe stuff. But what does an EDI stand for? That I do not know.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know what that acronym actually. It's electronic devices or something like that. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Yeah, Sarah, I do not know the answer to that. Sarah's coming out with her team to rent Hell House August 5th, I believe, and I can let you know by then. I can lend you mine too, Sarah, if you need to use it.
Google says electronic data interchange.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I found too. Electronic data interchange.
There you go.
Worth a Google.
Yep.
Operator error. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't operate any equipment because the error rate is too high.
We learned very fast. We learned very fast this past week.
Equipment tech is not next to my title. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much all of our evidence for the evening. We did have more, but Casey's gonna be coming on as a guest on a later episode, and I didn't want to use all of his evidence.
Right.
Well, I have plenty more, just not from Hell House.
Yes, this is true. I know you sent me some really good stuff from Crescent and Penhurst, and you get around. You say you're an amateur, but you get around.
Well, and I'll be at the mill this weekend.
Don't give Larissa anything. Thanks, Sarah.
So Casey's coming this weekend?
Yes,
So
he's coming to the
great.
mill. Sarah Grimm. So Daryl, you'll see Casey again. You did meet him on the 13th. I don't know if you've ever met Sarah Grimm and Beyond the Walls, but you'll meet that team.
No, I have not. And apparently Tony.
I don't know. I didn't know Tony was coming, so he's not on my ticket roster. So
Tony from for Interstate Tony. That's okay. Yeah. Very
apparently,
cool.
I don't know who's. I don't know who's on my manifest.
There's more than one Tony out there. Let me put it that way.
There's only one Tony. Hey, oh, Tony.
For us, there's only one Tony.
Well, she
on.
has access to my manifest.
Of course I do.
I was like, I'll check.
Yeah, okay.
It was that Tony.
Yeah, it's Tony.
Right?
Tony, you're coming to Mangus Mill. When were you going to tell me?
I don't know if he's still on here.
He just said he was in the house.
No, that's from earlier, but I was saying that was him talking before.
But he's not on anymore.
I think he got off.
He got off. Okay. Well, Daryl, we did really good. Usually we're a lot less mature. We don't stay on topic.
We
There's
behave.
a lot more going on. Daryl, looking forward to meeting you, Sarah. Oh, Lord, Tony, Larissa.
Bobby Gallo's coming?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Daryl, do you know Bobby Gallo?
No.
Okay, well, you'll meet him too.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we have 17 minutes left. This is unheard of. Casey, we need you to do the off the rails.
Oh my God.
Wait, I got it in the banners.
You got it in the banners? Daryl, talk more about your book. Tell us more about what do you have coming up besides the book?
Besides the book is like my baby right now. I've put so much into it. I'm like, it's just getting everything ready for it. I know it's still 6 months before it's actually released, but the pre-sales and they keep throwing other stuff at me, the publisher about it. So I have a big meeting on Wednesday about, some other stuff with it, doing like a tour date and things of that nature for like book signings. But it's besides that, it's just events and things of that nature right now. Yeah, I got Mingus Mills coming up this weekend. I'll be in April 29th. End of this month, I'll be in Kansas City, Missouri. I got an event out there. Actually, I'll be flying into Kansas City, Missouri. Then I got to drive into Kansas, and I'll be out at the hotel out there that I do event out. I did an event out there last year. I'm trying to remember the name of the hotel off the top of my head right now. I'll think of it in a second.
What event are you doing in Kansas City?
That's what I was just talking about. Yeah.
Oh, I no, you said then you were driving to Kansas.
I'll be flying into Kansas City, Missouri. Then I have to drive to Kansas.
Kansas. Yeah. Kansas City, Missouri. It's really confusing. Yes. Yeah. So
they're
Kansas
like
City, Missouri.
Yeah. Kansas City, Missouri is basically Kansas. You're pretty much on the Kansas line.
It's like on the line. Is it on the border? Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally 10 minutes down the road. You drive into Kansas and whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The Josephine Hotel. That's where I'll be at.
Okay.
On the 29th, out there. I did an event out there last year. Amazing. Loved it. Great people. Then, throughout the summer, I've got a bunch of stuff coming up. I'll be June. I'll be with IPR at trying to think. You put me on the spot with these events.
Okay, no, I'm sorry.
So I can ask you a question, Daryl.
Yeah.
How long did the process of writing your book from start to finish take?
The process of writing it, well, it took me about 3 months to write it, the original copy of the manuscript, and then once the publishing company picked it up, then they wanted me to add another like 18,000 words. So that took about another 3 or 4 weeks to add that, and then the whole process altogether has been over 2 years. Yeah, it just released they just released the pre-sales last Wednesday, so it hasn't even been a week yet since pre-sales started.
Why do you think? Well, why did it take that long? Was it just like hard to write about? Like,
well, no. I mean, there's a lot goes into publishing a book. You don't realize, people. You have to get signatures from everybody who's in the book. You have to get, the release forms for the locations and all that nature. So that takes all that bunch of time, and then they put you on a schedule on when they want to release it. So there's certain times a year they release certain types of books, and mine being paranormal / horror, they want to release it, toward the fall, going into Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it was just, there's a lot of factors in there. It's just like, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, the whole process, and just just making sure everything's right. I, having to send, all kinds of forms in and pictures, and it's just been a process. Yeah. And then they have to edit it. There's like 3 edits that goes into it. So
that's what I wanted to know. Did they ask you to change anything? They asked you add, but did you have to change stuff?
They took some stuff out. They thought it was too risque. And it could, cause problems with like the church and things of that nature. So basically, put it this way, we probably had to take enough stuff out of the book, and it's still freaking crazy and amazing, that you could probably you could take the stuff that they took out and make a whole nother book out of it, like a second. Yeah.
That sounds. I hear a second book. I hear a second book calling.
Well, maybe let me put that out. I mean, it's just like some of the stuff that it's a true story. So I'm telling the truth. It's my perspective. There's eyewitnesses to it. And so I was just putting it out there, what was going on and how it was going. And there's some stuff that, they thought that maybe the church wouldn't appreciate, especially the stuff. There's stuff about the occult, put it that way, in the book. The gentleman who owns the building, Eric Freeman, with the Church of Satan and things of that nature. So it was things that they thought would probably be a little risque, and then really didn't want it in there.
Risque sells, Daryl. We all know.
Right. Well, it's still crazy ride. Let me tell you. I read it when they sent it back. I had to, give my blessing to it when they sent it back to me, and I tell you, it came out great. Yeah.
I can't wait to read it. I'm excited.
Yeah. I can't believe I have to wait another 6 months to read it.
No.
I've been hearing about it for 5 months. Now I got to wait another 5.
Well, how do you think I feel? It's been 2 years.
So do you think after this whole process, after writing, I know it's a true story and obviously, it's based on something that happened, but do you think that you would continue to write?
Yeah. I've got some other really cool investigations that I would like to put out there. Some from the show Ghost Hunters, my time on there, and some that are not. So there's some crazy things. I've been on some crazy investigations, but this is the one that really in the beginning stuck out to me. It's earlier in my career. Like I said, it's been almost 8 years since this happened, and but there's been things that happened before and since that are just as crazy, if not crazier. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Yeah. Wow. Looking forward to reading it. Looking forward to see what else you
Me too.
you write about.
I'm looking forward to getting the response. See what people really think about it and how they feel about it, and so is, I never thought I would write a book. But the thing was, I was coming, I was doing, these podcasts just like this one, and the story would come up. I always got to ask the same question: what's the scariest place you ever been? Blah 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 blah, 1,000 times, and I would tell the story, or I would tell like a little tidbit of the story. And like literally every damn time, or even after the show, people would hit me up and say, "You need to write a book about this." Blah, blah. I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm not an author, or I'm not writing a book." And finally, during COVID, I had this time on my hands, and there was nothing going on. I was bored, so I sat down and one night and just started writing. And the next thing I know, here it is.
Wow. So it had to be something really, really good for you. That's how many years later in 2020 to be able to remember it. Remember
Well, yeah.
it.
It was, well, I tell you,
that
like
intense?
It was very intensive. What it followed me home was the intense part.
Yeah.
Which it was very intense while we were there too. And here's the thing about this, guys, the people who are watching, there's eyewitness testimony to this. There is actual video footage that is going on my website once the book is released to show you, because some of this stuff was videotaped during the actual investigation, 7-8 years ago. So I have all that footage, most of it. I'm still collecting some from the other 3 people who were there with me. And it's all going up as evidence. So when you're reading about it and you really, that's crazy, man. I can't believe this should happen. Well, go check it out, because it's going to be on the website and you can see it for real time. You can see the pictures, you can see the video. So yeah, and then with it following me home was when it really played, havoc on my life, because I saw it. At this point, it's trespassing. It's fucking with my language. It's fucking with my family. It's fucking with me. And at this point, I didn't know what to do, because the great thing about it, the good thing that came out of it is it matured me as an investigator.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
It did. And I tell you find God real quick when you see real people. And I was never a holy person. I'm still not a churchgoer or anything like that, but I believe in God. I tell you that right now. I believe in Yahweh, Jesus Christ the Savior. But I tell you, it makes you find God real quick when you run into that kind of evil, that darkness. When you feel it, you see what it's doing in your life. It sounds crazy, but it was just like I explained it like that in the book. It's just like out of a movie. It's like something you never thought. I was when I started investigating the paranormal, it was by complete accident. Like I told people before I got into this, by complete accident. But and every case I had done before the House of Wills was kind of like, okay, mom and pop, it's some old man or some old lady or someone who died 100 years ago. There's nothing benevolent about it. There's nothing dark about it. It just is what it is. This is the place that, holy shit, it felt, and I'm not the only one who says this, but I've heard many people tell me this without me actually saying anything to them or telling them about my experience, how they explain the building. The House of Wills is like a living organism. It's like the building itself is the haunting.
Yeah.
It's not haunted. It is the haunting. It's living. And you feel like you're basically in the belly of the beast when you're in there. And it's one of those places you have to literally walk out of the building every half hour, 45 minutes just to ground yourself and to get away from whatever's in there. It's a darkness like I've never seen. So yeah, that's what I wrote about. And
Daryl, I gotta say that if people have met you or watched you on TV, they know that you just don't.
No,
you just don't believe anything.
And I don't falter. That's one of the things.
Right.
A good friend of mine, Grant Wilson. Everybody knows Grant Wilson. He's one of the biggest paranormal. He's the first thing he ever said to me, after knowing me for a while, was Daryl does not falter. He's so calm and cool and collected during an investigation. He said, I've never seen anything like it. That place, that was not me there. Yeah, that was, and me writing about it, 8 years later, 7 years later. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Is it safe to assume that you would never go back there?
I was actually offered to go back there last year, last June. We were going to film a thing there, and it kind of fell through. But yeah, I think now I think I could go back. I think I could because the fact is I'm a lot more mature. I know what I'm doing now compared to what I was doing, 8 years ago. I and I investigate completely different now. I've been in some really crazy situations since that time on investigating, where on the show Ghost Hunters, where we the one investigation in Arizona we got shot at. We've had these types of situations where things got bad and shit hit the fan. Not all of it made it to TV for safety reasons and for other reasons, but I think I could go back and do it right and investigate as being a complete observer, because that's how I investigate now. If you ever watch me, I'm not really in the mix. I'll stand back,
Right.
and I'll ask questions, but I let other people try to kind of I feel them out, and that's how I like investigating.
Cool. Sounds awesome. Everything
It
is
does.
yeah.
It does. Sounds like a place I will never ever go. So, Alan, have fun on that road trip. You and Daryl can go together.
I saw his all right, Alan, boys night out.
As you're talking about that, I'm thinking about Ghostbusters, where the building was built around. You know, talk about the first Ghostbusters, where the building was built around like supposedly a crazy person. It was a magnetic field. That's all I thought about when you were talking about that.
I mean,
It's like, oh my god, it's like Ghostbusters, the movie in real life.
You were having flashes of Dan Aykroyd explaining the architecture of the building.
Exactly. It was built by a mason, a 33-degree mason. He was a 32nd degree mason. And he's a very prominent mason in the Cleveland area back in the 1800s. And that's how a lot of these buildings were built, were to conserve energy and to entrap energy. And that's how this building was built. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird because I was in Cleveland during COVID. It's like just weird. I would never go there.
It's in East Cleveland. It's not the greatest part of town, but God bless them. And I've been to Cleveland many, many times. I was there with Ghost Hunters, and the crazy thing was when I was there with Ghost Hunters, some of our crew from Ghost Hunters worked on another paranormal show several years ago that actually went to the House of Wills, and they would not go back. Producers, cameramen, none of them. We were literally about 7 or 8. Our hotel was probably about 7 or 8 blocks away from the House of Wills, where we were staying when we were filming out there. And I was like, we were off for one day. It was like a Saturday or Sunday. I was like, let's go to the House of Wills. And everybody was like, oh yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And everyone checking it out at the last minute. Nobody would do it. But because they had been there before, and they were like, no, right. I can't put myself through it. And I agreed. I was like, yeah, we're just talking stupid right now. Let's just this is before I even thought about writing a book. This is back in 2019, 2020 when we were filming out there. And so it's crazy.
Well, I'm glad that whatever happened is over in your life now. And
yeah, well, it was kind of like when I was writing about it, it was like therapy for me.
Cathartic.
Yeah, because I was releasing all that, built up, emotion about it, and it just started. Once I got, a few hours into writing, it just started flowing. Like things started coming back to me, and so it's just
that's
crazy.
Good.
Yeah,
that's good. Awesome. Well,
can't wait.
We're at an hour.
Yeah,
and it has been just as always a pleasure to interact with you, have you on our show. Thank you.
Thank you.
For coming on. What'd you say?
I said we'll see him this weekend.
We will see you this weekend.
Yeah.
Before I let Sky take it away, Casey, thank you.
Thanks,
for
having
us,
me.
for coming on our tour. for coming this weekend and for, of course, always watching our show and for now being a part of it. We love you. You're like our favorite off the rails hashtag guy.
Yeah, you guys know that I'm always willing to share whatever evidence I find. To me that's the whole point of doing this is it's not worth it if you're not sharing it with your friends.
Yep.
No, and we love that. I love when I get my emails from you and I'm like, what did he find now? It really is awesome. I love it. Daryl, again, love it. Can't wait for the book and can't wait to see you this weekend.
Yep.
And for everybody else that's watching and will watch later. Oh, and Frank, of course, super fan Frank. Thank you. For everybody else that is watching and will watch later, if you are watching from Third Eye, your name is going to come up as Facebook user. So if you leave a comment, please leave your name with it. Thank you for watching. Please like and follow our page. Please go to YouTube and subscribe. And Sky and Marlena, take it away.
Bye, everyone.
Oh,
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye. Have a good night. Don't be a
Good
skeptic.
night, guys.
Join us every Wednesday. And I forgot the rest of my words, so have a good night. Keep an open mind. There it is. Bye.
Super excited about this event coming up at Mingus Mills in Spring Grove, PA, April 15th. Guys, I hear great things about this location, and I cannot wait to get out there. Doors open at 7. The event's going to run from 8 to 2. Investigations. We're going to be doing meet and greet Q&A, also pictures, whatever you want to do, guys. We're going to have an amazing time at Mingus Mills. I can't wait to get out there. There's going to be concessions and merchandise and all types of things going on. This place is awesome. It's a haunted location for Halloween. So I love doing these kinds of places. And I can't wait to get out there and investigate this location. I hear great things about it. I hear it's very active. So that kind of adds to this Halloween attraction. So guys, once again, Mingus Mills, April 15th. Doors open at 7. Tickets are available, and the actual investigation runs from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. So that's going to be very cool. So guys, get out there. Also, there is equipment rental. So if you don't have equipment, these guys will rent you equipment. There's different packages, and you can check those out in the link. So I'll see you there April 15th, Mingus Mills.